live. Thanks for dropping by. It's your boy Divine. Hope you guys had a good day, despite the news that we've had to endure the past 48 hours. We keep it moving, keep it positive. So today, I'm just going to roll with the audio. I've been having some extreme difficulties trying to live stream and use video, just simply because where I'm located right now, I'm on an island. So yeah, a bit rough with the internet. So we'll roll with this. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get into the conversation of the night. So this is like my late night boxing podcast, I guess you can say. And you guys see the title of the live stream: Should Wilder move on, or should he continue to pursue Tyson Fury to make sure he gets his retribution? The expert genius, first one on the live stream. Thanks for dropping by. First one to drop a comment. Nope, not until Fury retires. Then only then should he move on. So I think that's one of the main questions right now and debates. First is, when is it going to be rescheduled for? I'm seeing more and more for a September date. Supposedly the judge had ordered that's when the fight has to be made. If it's not made by September, then Fury would have to retire. So then the question is, will he actually retire and vacate the belts, which would literally be the most cowardly move that you can possibly make as a heavyweight champion. And this is why I get so intensely annoyed when people try to put Fury in the same box or on the same level as, the great Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier's, George Foreman's, Joe Louis, and etc. All-time great heavyweight champions who fought everybody despite being sick, being injured, politics, being forced out of the ring because you refused to join the war in Vietnam. Things like that. So I don't ever want to hear a peep about your great UK hope, who is clearly, I am now confident that he is clearly ducking this fight. And I've literally went on this live stream talking about this topic now 3 times in the past 48 hours. I think actually this is number 4. And in the beginning, I was skeptical. In the beginning, I was optimistic. But the more we talk about it, the more information comes out. I'm pressed to say that your great ambassador of heavyweight boxing from the UK is avoiding this fight. So I think that my main question here is, I want to get your guys' opinions, those of you who are joining the live stream. What's your honest opinion? Nicholas Levy, what's up? Nicholas says, no, he shouldn't move on. Well, I have mixed emotions about this. I have mixed emotions. A part of me feels like, you know what? I've been training for a year. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this. I've had to endure nightmares. I've had to endure dealing with emotional distress and having to face my family every single day, go back and rewind the tape of the second fight for over a year to correct my mistakes, to rid myself of potential snakes in the garden, aka Mark Breland and whoever else was involved. And therefore, I will not rest until I get my retribution. On the other hand, I feel like it's too much. I can't deal with this fuckery anymore. I can't deal with this man who clearly doesn't want to fight me, who clearly won't address any of the allegations that I brought up against him. He won't face them as a man. And I'm 35 years old. I'm in the greatest shape of my life. And I can't deal with this bullshit anymore. I'm going to move the hell on, go for another title, and see what happens. Now, the problem with that one is that if you do that, you give Fury what he wants. You give Fury what he's looking for, which is I'm going to force Wilder to get so upset, so distraught, so annoyed, so fed up that he'll just say, you know what, I don't want to fight you anymore, and I'm going to go fight someone else. That will give Fury his golden ticket so he can go fight Joshua. Now imagine the dilemma there. If Wilder indeed does come out in the next week or so and say, you know what, fuck you, Fury, I ain't playing your bullshit anymore. I'm going to move on and continue to fight. You clearly don't want the fight. And then Fury turns around a couple of weeks later and says, that's all good. I appreciate that, Wilder. I'm going to go ahead and fight Joshua, which is what I wanted to do anyways. And he'll tell the media, like, look, I had COVID and I was willing to, go through the protocols, and Wilder didn't want to wait. So I had to move on, and now I'm fighting Joshua. Imagine that shit. Imagine the poison that will be injected into boxing fans if that were to be the case. Tariq Chapman was good. He says lawfully he cannot move on. Great channel for Boxing Love, the content. Keep doing what you're doing. That's much appreciated, Tariq Chapman. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you stay along with this live stream. I always appreciate your comments. Kenneth Perry, you're back into the live stream. What's good? Wilder should stay on course and either get his retribution whenever it may happen. Pressure bust pipes. Good analogy there. Or watch the Gypsy King retire in shame. The truth came to light before the proof was proven. Yeah. Go ahead and highlight that comment. Kenneth Perry. Meteor Crush. I think Wilder won't move on. He wants to fight so bad. I think I'm leaning more towards that. But again, we don't know his frustration level. You know what I'm saying? It's an all-time high right now. And, first thing I do, it's morning for me where I'm at. So one of my routine is I get up and I, check the social medias. I went on Wilder's page. I went on Fury's page to see if anything's been posted. And once again, we're going on day 3 now, if I'm not mistaken, stateside, day 4 for me, where nobody from Fury's team has came out and spoken about this. I'm absolutely gobsmacked that they have not mentioned anything. Nicholas Levy, and that's exactly why he needs to keep training and stay focused. Yeah, I mean, for a person that does this for a living, and I train athletes and I've worked with boxers and Muay Thai fighters in the past, there is such a thing of like overtraining, overdoing it, being overwhelmed, especially when you're so mentally engaged in fighting a particular person and the fight falls through. It's very easy to, become unmotivated and just kind of fall apart. Now, Wilder is cut from a different cloth. He's a warrior, he's a champion, and I have all the faith that he can stay upright. But there's always that risk. You know what I mean? My boy Haplotype, one of the legends here on YouTube, been around for a very long time. I got to highlight that comment and show love and respect. Moving on would be nice, but move on to what? Well, the rumors are right now is Dylan White. So Dylan White is supposedly going to hit up the WBC and try to pressure the WBC to make the fight with Wilder. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, White is the WBC interim champion. I'm not sure which belt he has off the top of my head, but he definitely holds a belt. So it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not ideal. We all want to see Fury. Yeah, so I'm just looking at Dylan White's record right now. So he won the vacant WBC interim title against Oscar Rivas. And of course, we know about the Alexander Povetkin fights. He lost, and then he came back and revenged it, re-won the title. So it's not the worst thing in the world to fight another champion. Won't I mean, when the history books are written, it'll look good for his resume, showing that he indeed fought another champion. But again, we're in this situation where we're looking for, we're looking for a Fury showdown. Master Storm, what's good? Fury cannot step into the boxing ring unless Wilder is in front of him. It's really all what Marciano Solomon wants to do. Yeah. I hear that as well. Yeah, I mean, Wilder is the one that has the options. And the ball's in his court. Because he won the court case. He demanded and was rewarded the third fight, which was the right thing to do. And now that Fury's trying to pull out of the fight, really the spotlight's on Fury on what he's going to do next. I mean, like I said, we've been waiting for a little bit of clarification on what the hell is going on with him catching COVID and him supposedly trying to run back to the UK while having COVID. And so is he going to retire? Are they going to reset a date? Like, it's just crazy that it's almost 3 days. I mean, maybe we're just too impatient, but 3 days is actually a long time. I mean, if the man is tested positive for COVID, it is what it is, right? So we should be able to know what the next steps are. So, Hoplo type, I would love to see White get knocked the fuck out, but not on the same level as Fury or Joshua. I hear you. Prince Cobbs, what's good? Thanks for dropping by. Meteor Crush back at it. I'm really pissed off this fight didn't happen this month. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a crushing blow to boxing fans. Absolutely a crushing blow. And I can't imagine the people that, put so much money into this fight with plane tickets and hotel bookings and the tickets for the fight itself and all the plans people made to meet up with people. I know a lot of people in the YTBC and the LDBC had massive plans to meet up, and it's extremely unfortunate, man. And I guarantee you right now, Wilder's crushed, and he's probably being advised by his team to lay low and not get on video or get on social media and say anything about this and kind of wait it out. I mean, it's the right thing. It's the right thing. In a way, Wilder's kind of like a boxing fan as well. He's in the same position we are as boxing fans and just sitting and waiting for clarification on what the next move is. Nitty G, you're back. What's good, bro? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so Master Storm just said he's already in Europe without quarantine. Shake my head. Which is crazy. Which is crazy, bro. Right? Nicholas Levy, salute. Always appreciate you stopping by, bro. Kenneth Perry back at it. Yeah. I mentioned this earlier, and it looks like Ken's just cemented what I was saying earlier. Still haven't seen any proof of any COVID test results. As boxing fans, we should demand it. But Wilder really proved and exposed how dirty that the inner workings of top-ranked boxing has been for years. Yeah, why is it that excuse me, why is it that when you look at top-ranked fighters, a lot of times there's always been some type of, not always, but many times there's been some type of controversy. When you look back at trying to make the fights between Mayweather and Pacquiao and the random testing and how hard Bob Arum and Top Rank fought back not to do it. The man is extremely stubborn and entitled, and he feels like he runs boxing. And that's what you get from a 120-year-old man who's been around around since the beginning days of Muhammad Ali. That's how long this motherfucker's been around boxing, y'all. It's a long ass time. And he always figures out a way to pull the strings and get things the way he wants them. You know what I mean? And it makes sense why Fury would line himself up with a promoter like Bob Arum, because two similar snakes slithering through the grass of boxing. Anonymous Soul, no way should he move on. Anonymous Soul just comes out of the woodwork and just puts it on us right here in the live stream. No way should he move on. Clean cut. I hear you guys, man. I hear you guys, man. If you're just joining the live stream, I said that, a part of me is a bit split. A part of me wants Wilder to keep pursuing his retribution, and another part of me is, I think, you've been training so hard, and it's not fair for you to put your training on hold, put your fitness on hold, and wait until October potentially, or maybe, and see what else is out there for you. Who knows? Maybe Joshua jumps in and says, "I'll take Fury's spot." Who knows? But I think right now it's a little bit too early, without enough information, for Wilder to look elsewhere, to be fair. Because you have not Ortiz, Ruiz. So you have Ruiz there, you have Joshua there, you have Dylan White there. Those are all possibilities if the Fury fight does fall. But I think the general consensus is that the only way Wilder will fight someone else is if Fury retires. Damn, COVID hit you that hard that you got to retire at 30, what is he, 32, 33 years old? Damn. COVID got you shook. Expert Genius just said, keep your eye on the soccer match in London tomorrow. If you guys don't know, England has made it to the finals of the European Cup. It's a big thing. And Fury might show his face like a dumbass. And I want to know, if Fury does show up at the match being positive COVID-19, will the UK fans or the UK boxing fans call him out? Because as I mentioned this morning when I went live, I said Fury is not only screwing over the Wilder fans, he's screwing over his own fans. He's abusing his own fans. And if I was a Fury fan, I would be infuriated right now. I don't care how much you hate Wilder. I mean, the more you, think about it. If you're so confident that your man Fury is going to win, and yet now supposedly he has COVID-19, but we have heard basically zero information on how he contracted it, how he's able to try and leave the States while being COVID-19 positive, who got it in the camp, who didn't get in the camp, how did he get? All these details are not being answered. So even as a Tyson Fury fan, you got to be scratching your head like, yo, I put money on you, Fury. I've told the whole boxing world, the whole YTBC, I've butted heads with Wilder fans. It got grimy, it got dirty, it got racist, it got all the negative, condensation has built up, and you're going to back out like that? Damn. Nitty G, if Tyson Fury tries to fight anybody else, he'd be held in contempt of court for those that apply if he tries to fight in the States. I don't think he's gonna try to fight anybody else. Like I said, the spotlight's on Fury right now, and there's no way that the boxing world or a judge or anyone involved in this trilogy is going to allow Fury to fight somebody else and avoid fighting Wilder. It ain't happening. Quick question, not to distract your topic, but have you heard the White Rivas glove scandal? I heard a few rumblings, but to be honest with you, I've been quite distracted with this Fury Tyson stuff. I haven't really looked into it. So if anybody's heard anything about that, then put it in the comment section. Anonymous Soul, Fury fans are blinded. The truth is very clear. He cheated last fight, and knows all eyes will be watching him this time. Absolutely, absolutely. We talked about that a lot this morning on the live stream. Unfortunately, I didn't put it on my channel. The file was too big. I had a lot of internet problems, but we talked about that a lot this morning, as far as all the cheating allegations have really now came to light more than ever. And I think a big factor of this whole convenient COVID-19 scandal is the fact that Fury knew that he wasn't going to be able to get away with anything. And we've kind of decided as a panel this morning when I went live that Wilder kind of gave JD's a pass. I think that Wilder felt that JD's made an honest mistake by not double checking the gloves. And with that being said, that mistake would never happen again. And Fury knows that. And so he would have to fight Wilder on an even playing field. And if you think about it, first fight and second fight, he hasn't really fought Wilder on an even playing field, because even in the first fight, his glove was flopping around, and there were already suspicions that he was doing something sneaky. So not only does he know that a fire is burning within Wilder, and at the face-off, Wilder looked into Fury's eyes, and he saw that burning fire. And he knew that this time, the fact that Wilder has spoken so much leading up to the second fight and the first fight, now all of a sudden he's in complete silence. This is a different animal, a different machine. To me, Wilder was standing up there like the fucking Terminator. Fury ain't dumb. He likes to make you think that he's just some gypsy, traveler who preaches about Jesus Christ being a savior and he's an all holy man and this and that. But he's not that smart. He's just a fighting man. He ain't dumb. He knows damn good and well what he's about to face. So when you mix that with all of the facts that he can't cheat, he can't get around his little sneaky ways, and the fact that Wilder is more ready than ever, and the fight is around the corner. Oh, and I must add, getting beat up and sparring. I think at first it was just a few little rumors, but now it seems like he was, in fact, getting beat up and sparring. And I think that's the icing on the cake, to be honest with you. I think he was having his regrets. I think he was disappointed that he couldn't sneak out of the third fight. But he was like, okay, it is what it is. Let me go ahead and half-ass train. Maybe Wilder won't be mentally ready. And once he realized that Wilder was actually more than ready, then he started getting worried. And then once he started losing sparring matches convincingly, he's like, you know what? This is going to be a disaster. The fight is only 2 weeks away. I can't take the risk of putting myself through that. So let me try to figure out a way to get out of the fight. Christopher, what's good, man? You heard it here first. If Fury continues to dodge Wilder, then I'm going to assassinate Fury. God damn. That's deep, bro. I just highlighted your comment here. So everybody's seen it. Everybody heard it. Nitty G, even if people refuse to believe that Fury cheated Wilder, okay, fine. That man has a documented history of cheating, but the Wilder haters and the mainstream media refuse to talk about it. Absolutely. It's only people like us, right? It's only channels like Divine Sense Boxing and a few others who have the courage to come out here and talk about it. You know, um, I don't. I'm not subscribed to too many channels on YouTube. There's a few people that I've known for such a long time that when I created this channel, I obviously went back and subscribed to them. But I don't know who else is out there talking about this. But I know that Counterpunch Boxing. I know Boxing Ego. I know 78 Sports TV, Dante's Boxing Nation. They all have been talking about it. If you guys know any other channels that I should be aware of, let me know because I'm still getting up to speed. YouTube has changed a lot in the past 7 years since I've made my comeback. Haplotype, perhaps on a later date or whenever you want. I'd love to come on and discuss White Rivas. Good show, Divine. Glad you're back. It's good to be back, bro. Yeah, if you don't want to go on cam, that's fine. But if you have at least a microphone, and we can make it happen, man. And I can bring you on the broadcast, and we can talk about it. We can talk about any topic. I try to talk about topics that people want to hear about for the most part, but I'm always open to bring people on the show. Jacob memes. If I knew I was going to die on the 24th, I'd fake COVID too. That's tough. That's tough. Master Storm. No more make Asbury to hit with suspect gloves. Laugh my ass off. Facts. Oh yeah, AK Aki TV. Yeah. I've seen a few of his videos. Blue Blood. Yep. I saw 78 mention him. I haven't checked the stuff out yet, but that's on the to-do list. Thanks for reminding me, Anonymous Soul, Blue Blood Boxing. Another one is Blood Boxing. He's probably the original OG Blood Boxing. Like I'm talking about like 2007 type shit. Like the original OG, and he's probably the most intelligent when it comes to the history of boxing. Champ side. All right. Peep game. I'll check it out. Now, T Street loves and protects Fury at all costs. Laugh my ass off, shake my head. That's funny you mentioned that, Master Storm, because Haplotype may know about this because he's been around for a long time, but there was a time where me and T Street had some major beef back in the day. And it got so bad. And it all was started from the Pacquiao Mayweather fiasco, and him and I were going back and forth. He always had a bigger channel than me, but I think that I was well respected as far as like the diehard boxing fans. He had a bigger channel, just more casuals and just more volume. Just because if you know who T Street is and how he conducts his channel, it's all about being flamboyant and he has his personality. I don't want to hate on the man. He's on his hustle, but on a boxing standpoint, yeah, we butted some heads quite severely, and there was a point where I invited him to come meet me, and we were going to have a little YouTube boxing match, and it almost happened. It was really close. I mean, we basically had talked about a date and the venue and everything, and it was going to happen, bro. And this was probably probably about shit, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. Um, but then I had some people close to me hit me up, had some private conversations on Skype and stuff like that, telling me that it wasn't worth it and kind of talked me out of it. And I think it was the right decision. Uh, but yeah, T Street and I, we have a history, man. We have a history. But I let him do his thing now, man. I don't get involved in that shit anymore. The divine sense things have changed with blood boxing. You will see what I mean if you go listen to his channel. Um, yeah, I've heard a few things. I've heard a few things. But yeah, I have to make that judgment for myself. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, what I respect the most about blood boxing, despite what he is talking about in most recent events, is his knowledge of the history of boxing. I can't think of anyone who can pull a name out of a hat in the history of boxing and talk about it like blood boxing can. Um, and despite what I may feel, agree or disagree with any man, I respect that because that's a very rare quality, which is really understanding and knowing the history of the sport. And as we all know, boxing has a very deep and sometimes dark history. Some of the smaller channels are the best channels. The bigger ones start playing that political game. Yeah, I mean it's hard not to fall into that trap, even for myself. What happened was it's like a little quick recap. So when I had my original channel, I actually made a highlight video of I think it was like called like the top 10 greatest boxing matches of all time or something like that. And that video actually went viral and it got like 3-4 million views. No shit. And of course, by the time it hit like a million, it was copyrighted or whatever, wasn't able to monetize it. But I just left it up because people just liked it so much. And I did some really good editing on it and I spent a lot of time making it. But um, so that video kind of got me a lot of like random casual boxing fan subscribers. And so it became a little bit hard to stay as authentic as I plan to be. And it's hard, man, but I think that you just have to be steadfast in your beliefs. And no matter how much your channel grows, you have to stick to your roots. You know what I'm saying? And it makes sense that the smaller channels will be the best channels because it's easier to keep your network close knit. You know, it feels like a real community of boxing fans. It's like, you know, meeting up for a barbecue with your family and friends, and you be able to chop it up um, in a non-biased fashion. And sometimes it gets heated, you know what I'm saying? But in general, that's kind of like the vibe. But sometimes when the channel grows so great, you know, you just get so many, I hate to say it, but just so many casual boxing fans, and it just becomes oversaturated. And boxing is very unique for that. You know, boxing is a very, very unique niche of a sport that it's not like basketball or baseball or hockey or football. So yeah, Jacob Meme says, I think you should go ahead and knock out Dylan White so Tyson Fury knows what's coming. He might fake his death then. Yeah, maybe that's not a good thing. Him knocking out Dylan White maybe not be a good thing. Uh, you know, quality over quantity. D. Yeah, man, 100%, 100%. I mean, there is a thin line between, as I said, trying to be as authentic as possible and make sure you're pumping out quality over quantity, not pander to the masses and all that good stuff. But there's a thin line between that and, you know, being motivated to continue to do this type of stuff because it does take a lot of time and energy. I mean, I love doing it in general because I love boxing, I love the sport, and I can talk about anything sport, to be honest with you. I'm just an athlete. It's what I do. It's what I've been doing my whole life pretty much. But there is a line between, casually doing it, but also trying to make it beneficial for yourself. You know what I mean? My boy Hawker Mustang. I know Haplotype. Haplotype knows who Hawker Mustang is. If you've been around YouTube long enough, then y'all know Hawker. Still alive, still doing his thing, still ain't got no fucking avatar. Yeah, Hablo says that Blood's been doing his thing since 2007. Yeah, I mean, you got to respect that, man. You got to respect that at the end of the day. What's up, Dave? So Dave says the element of surprise can be one of your greatest weapons, if not the greatest weapon. What surprise is that, bro? Jacob Mimi, does anybody know the new fight dates? Nothing's been set in stone yet. Right now, it is either going to be September, or October, and if we know Fury and Top Rank, they're going to be trying to go. They're going to try to go for October. The ADL took my avatar away. You've never had an avatar, bro, ever, for the past fucking 12 years. You've never had an avatar. I guess that's right. I guess the what is it? The Conor McGregor fight's on right now or soon. Uh, I don't know if I'm gonna watch that. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of get fed up with Conor McGregor, man. He had his time. I think that, to be honest with you, what was the last time he fought? I watched the Mayweather fight, obviously, and I watched him against Khabib. But all the antics and the fight lead up to that Khabib fight, man. And then the way he went out, I was just like, man, I don't got time. I don't got time for all that shit, man. I just can't deal with. See, I've always preferred fighters who talk less. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm all for building a fight and selling a fight and it getting a little bit testy. One of the best pre-fight scenarios, in my opinion, in recent memory was the rematch of Cotto and Margarito. That shit was intense because there was bad blood there, and that was different because Cotto has always been a fighter that never really talked that much. But in that one he did. That was very intriguing and entertaining. But in general, I've always liked fighters that just do less talking and do more damage. And obviously Conor McGregor is not that type. The XO of the RO, AJ Duck Wilder too. Deontay Wilder is undisputed most feared man on the planet of existence for a reason. Hey, not only did Joshua duck him, not only is Fury trying to duck him, Ortiz was trying to juice up and got caught, and several other fighters got caught with PEDs, and it always happens to Wilder, bro. Why isn't this shit happening against Fury? Why nobody's worried about juicing up to fight Fury? Somebody needs to buy McGregor and Fury bunk beds because they're both going to sleep. Y'all think McGregor's going to lose today or tonight? Y'all think he's going to lose? Put a comment in. If you think McGregor's going to lose, man, just put your hand up. Dave, no one knows how Wilder is going to approach this fight. He's been working on a lot of stuff. Why reveal that with the fight against White? That's a good point, Dave. That's a very good point. Although Dylan White is not Fury, you would have to have a different game plan, to be fair. Just for the simple fact that Fury's probably what 5 inches taller than Dylan White, completely different fighter. But I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're Wilder and you're going to go up against Dylan White, you knock him out in 3 rounds. You know what I mean? Um, and just go back to the old bomb squad and just knock his ass out quick. Yeah, I'm not sure. The XO of the RO Ortiz is the second best. He's a terrible matchup for both AJ and Fury. 4 or 5 years ago, I say yeah. I don't know if he has it any. I don't know. He's like 41 or 2 now at least. I mean, he's got that pedigree. I just don't know if age is now starting to become a factor. But on paper, absolutely, Ortiz would be a terrible matchup for both AJ and Fury, especially for AJ. Thoughts on Conor McGregor saying that he was going to kill his opponent and nobody says nothing, but when Wilder says I want a body on my record, there's an investigation. You can't make this shit up, Nitty. You can't make this shit up, bro. McGregor has said some fucking wild shit. Some wild shit. I mean, think about the stuff he said leading up to the Mayweather fight. Nobody bats an eyelash. The X of the O, the XO of the RO says Conor retires from MMA after he loses tonight. He will fight Logan Paul in about 4 months. Hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles nowadays, man. That's the way the cookie crumbles. WJ, quiet as kept. No one is rushing to fight Ortiz either besides Wilder. I believe Ortiz is the second most avoided heavyweight next to Wilder. I don't dispute that. I don't dispute that. I just don't know if his age is now becoming a factor. Um, because if Ortiz was 5 years younger when he fought Wilder, it would have been a much tougher fight, in my opinion. I'm just being honest. I still think Wilder will probably edge it out just based off of power alone, but Ortiz has got that. He just got that boxing pedigree, man. And if he was 5 years younger, he would be a problem. And it's uh it's kind of crazy when people. I mean, that's what Fury fans are basically saying. They're saying that he's a bum. He's not a real champ. He hasn't fought anybody. But the one man, because anytime Ortiz is brought up in a conversation, Fury fans and AJ fans will say, "Well, Ortiz is an old man." Well, if he's an old man, why didn't you fight him? Anybody could have fought Ortiz. You know what I mean? Ortiz was ready to fight anybody. If he's a top five heavyweight at one point, and he's a title contender. So, and then AJ goes off and fights Ruiz and gets his ass whooped. Imagine what Ortiz would have done to him. Imagine what Ortiz would have done to AJ. If you look at what Ruiz did, imagine what Ortiz would do. Cotto Mayorga was pretty intense. Mayorga and Shane Mosley was fucking intense. But Mayorga's always in some intense, pre-fight situations. I'll never forget when Shane Mosley smacked the cigarette out of Mayorga's mouth on the face-off. That shit was classic. It was classic because Mosley is usually a pretty calm and cool, collected guy, but he had enough of Mayorga's bullshit. See, there you goes. I told you, Hawker Mustang. Ortiz is an old bum. See what I tell you? Hit the like. I'm subbing the XO of the RO. I appreciate you, bro. Every uh every sub, every like helps grow the channel, helps grow the conversation. And if you guys really like the channel and you guys really want to support what I'm trying to do out here, I've got my PayPal there at the bottom of the screen. Um, every little thing helps. Every little amount of donation helps. I'd love a fight between Ortiz and Ruiz. Shame that fight can't be made. That'd be a fun fight to watch. Hawker, who did Ortiz beat? Nobody, because nobody wants to fight him, bro. Nobody wants to fight him in the top 3, top 5. Nobody wants to fight him. So you're starting to lose credibility, Hawker. I usually let you stay in here so you can have a little fun because I know you enjoy trolling, but tread softly because I don't got time for fuckery, bro. You got to come harder than that. Yeah, exactly what I just said. Nitty took the words out of my mouth. Peasy, make it easy. There's no point of sitting around waiting for Fury at this point. I don't see Fury taking this fight. I think Fury's going to take his dad's advice and drop the belt. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, PZ. If you just joined the stream, I'm kind of torn down the middle. On one hand, I feel like he's on Wilder based for too long, and he's got to do everything that it takes to make sure that this third fight happens, no matter what. He's got to hound and pursue Fury to the ends of the earth. But on the other hand, I'm like, maybe he does just need to move on, man. I mean, you can't force a coward to fight, right? When someone uses the word bum, they are an automatic casual. The only bums are PED users and cheaters. Fact. Fact. Another fact. I like Jared Anderson even more now. Yup. Dave. Yeah, the whole who did he fight excuse is weak and won't hold up against true boxing fans who stay in tune to what's going on. Yeah. I mean, so I noticed doing these streams here that get a lot more people jumping in the morning. It seems like, but I think right now the 20 people or so that have come in and out of this current live stream late at night. What is it? Friday night for you guys? Or sorry, Saturday night for you guys. Um, you guys seem to be the real hardcore boxing fans, and I really do appreciate you. But I'm trying to go live once in the morning, once at night, and just try to expand this conversation as much as I possibly can. You go do that, Hawker. Go watch Connor. You'll enjoy that. All right, guys. So I think I got about 10 more minutes here. I've got to get some grub in me. Got to whip up some eggs and get some pancakes in me. But yeah, I think an hour, a good solid hour of just chopping it up. I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on rather Wilder should move on or continue to pursue Fury. And it seems pretty mixed. It's about 50-50. 50% of you guys said that he should continue to pursue him, and 50% saying he should just let it go and move on. To be honest with you, I just miss watching Wilder fight, period. You know what I mean? Dave, watched one of your videos a few weeks back and subbed real quick. Good content. Big respect, Dave. Big respect. Yeah, I need to do a solid upload. I've been doing nothing but live streams the last couple of days, but I got some fire content, man, like an actual upload, good editing, good conversation, good topic. Put it up on the channel. That'll probably come maybe tomorrow morning. What's up, Stan? What's up, Stan? Stan jumps in and says, "No, hell no. He wants Tyson Fury. Oh, he definitely wants him. But the question is, should he have to wait? That's the question." Nicholas says, "Man, I hope Wilder stays the course." Again, should he have to wait? Should he be forced to wait like this? It's kind of abusive at this point. Wouldn't you say it's a bit abusive to continue to be to be manipulated like this? Another question is, before I end this stream, is if Fury does try to pull some bullshit and not fight, try to retire or etc., do you think that Wilder should file a lawsuit and try to sue his ass? Jacob, he says, I think he should stay on Fury. Fury has to be exposed once and for all. And it'll be a silent day on ESPN and Counterpunch the next day. Why? What's going on with Counterpunch? Is Counterpunch a Fury fan? Please don't tell me he's a Fury fan. Please tell me. Easy, make it easy. Why haven't Bob and Tyson said one word? I guess they're trying to pull a lie together. Yeah, I mentioned this earlier in the stream, bro. Like, it's crazy that we haven't heard any clarification. It's crazy that we haven't heard enough information about how we got COVID. Where's the test? Where's the doctor? Where's the information? And it's just complete silence. Complete silence. All right, Hypelo, you out, bro? Thanks for stopping by, brother. If you out, it's always good having you here in the chat. And I'll catch you the next time I'm on. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. He shouldn't let it go, but in the meantime, wouldn't mind seeing him decapitate White. I mean, yeah, I just miss watching him fight. You know, to be honest with you, I'm really torn, man. I'm really, really torn about this. Bob Arum looks like 82-year-old left testicle. This motherfucker is older than dirt. I swear to God. You know, you can go back into the archives of boxing and then like the 1960s and you see this motherfucker just walking around. He's been walking around behind the scenes of boxing, it seems like 5 or 6 decades. And he still has massive influence into the sport. It's wild. Sub-Zero was good. I've seen you in the live stream the past couple days. Thanks again for dropping by. It's good to see you. Wilder get his belt back and then move on. So you think that he should stay on course and pursue Fury? And he says, do you have a set time when you go live? Because since I found your channel, I haven't gotten any notification. I've gotten that a lot. I've had a lot of people say that they haven't got any notifications anytime I do an upload or if I go live. So what I've try to do when it comes to the live is I try to schedule it in advance, at least a couple hours in advance. And I'm not really sure how YouTube works. If a channel that you like and subscribe to schedules a live stream, if it gives you notification or not. It may just be a situation where you just have to go and go to the channel itself and see what they've got scheduled. As far as uploads are concerned, I think the best way to fix that is make sure that you hit the notification bell. That'll take anytime you hit a notification bell on any of the channels that you really like, it'll put it on the top of the list. So like for me, I have Fight Hype and a few other channels that I click the notification bell on, and every time they put a video up, it just comes straight to my phone. So make sure you do that. As far as the lives, I try to go once in the morning and once at night. If it's morning, I'll probably come on about 10 p.m. Eastern time, 10 to 11 p.m. Eastern time. And if it's, which is about right now, right? It's about that time. And if it's in the morning, I try to come on around 9 a.m. Eastern time. So those are my target times. But like I said, if you want to make sure you don't miss an upload, click that notification bell. Yeah, we better not talk about the pandemic. Channels get in trouble. Facts. WJ, if Fury gets stripped of the title, will it automatically go back to Wilder, or will it be a vacant belt? Well, if he chooses to retire, he will automatically vacate the belt. It'll be a vacant WBC belt. And then what will happen is it'll be a vacant title fight. So the title will be up for grabs, and that's when you'll have like Wilder versus White or whoever the next contender is to fight to get that belt, which is a shame because Wilder should have the opportunity of retribution and knock Fury's ass out and claim the belt for himself. I don't think Wilder automatically gets the belts back. I'm pretty sure the belt becomes vacant because technically speaking, Fury is the WBC heavyweight champion right now. So if he retires, the belt is vacated. Stan Bennett, man, I like you. Keep it real. You know what you're talking about. Thanks, Stan. I appreciate that, bro. Like I said, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Stay a part of the conversation. If you really do like the channel, you want to continue to motivate and support me, you guys see my PayPal at the bottom. Every little bit of donation goes a long way. It helps me make better live streams, buy better equipment, invite more people to the show, and continue to grow the channel. So every little bit helps. It's much appreciated. Javier Orozco, One Trick Pony Wilder. All right, bro. You had to be the one. You had to be the one and only. I'll let you have your moment. Oh, okay. Right hand glove gives out. What are you gonna do? I mean, you forgot the fact that he hit Fury with the right hand and followed up with the left hook that nearly fucking cleaned his ass out. So obviously you don't know anything about boxing, but I'll let you have your moment, bro. Maybe you've had a little bit too much to drink tonight. All right, guys. So I think hitting the 1 hour mark here, I think that's some good conversation. And I'm always do, as I said, I appreciate you guys' time and effort. And I'll be back either with an upload in the morning, or I'll be back live regardless. I hope the audio was clear for you guys for the most part. I chose to just go with audio today rather than on the video to try and save the bandwidth. So let me know what you guys prefer. Maybe you guys don't really care as long as you guys can jump onto the live chat and get into the conversation. But I'm always looking forward to your guys' feedback to help me improve the channel. So feel free to let me know. But I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. And once again, guys, I appreciate you. And I will be back very, very soon. Very, very soon. Sorry. All right, guys. Peace.